Varjak Paw, Chapter 14. Down in the darkness, Varjak dreamed. He was walking by the river in Mesopotamia. Date palms swayed in the warm breeze, and the night air smelled of cinnamon. Jalal walked beside him. Jalal, I thought I'd never see you again. Why cinnamon? Said Jalal, as if he hadn't heard. Cinnamon? Perhaps you have noticed the smell all around us? Now follow me and be silent. Jalal led them down the riverbank towards a group of men. They were sitting around a campfire cooking in a sizzling pan. The most wonderful smell came out of that pan. It was toasty, warm and cinnamony, and it drove Varjak wild. His nostrils twitched, his mouth drooled. He was starving. A couple of fat, sluggish cats circled the fire. One of the men tossed something from the pan. Varjak beamed at Jalal. Obviously, they were going to join them. He was going to get some of the delicious smelling food from the pan. Jalal shook his head. Those are not true cats. They have forgotten how to hunt. They are scavengers, trapped here by their own greed. They have become slaves to people. They might as well be dead already. Varjak blushed with shame, remembering that the scrap of rancid meat he'd tried so badly to catch in the city. But, you know, if you're hungry and there's nothing else, he said. Jalal's eyes blazed like the rising sun. A cat is an idea of freedom made flesh, he said fiercely. It cannot be tied down. To be alive, it must be free. And free cats hunt. It never scavenges or depends on the kindness of people. It depends only on itself. Varjak looked down at the ground. He wished it would swallow him up. I failed Jalal. I failed you. I failed everyone. It is no failure to make a mistake, my son. What matters is that you learn from it. Varjak looked. The old cat was smiling at him. It was like a ray of sunlight in the night. I do want to learn to hunt, Jalal. Then, learn you shall. I will restore the knowledge that has been lost. I will teach you hunting. It is the third skill. Now, show me your awareness. Track down that chirping noise you heard when we were last here. Varjak pricked up his ears, determined not to fail this time. The noise came from the riverbank. With his sensitive whiskers he probed the air, and the currents around him carried the sound until he pinned down the source precisely. Crickets, he said. 4. Behind the clump of reeds. Correct, said Jalal, gliding towards the reeds. Varjak marvelled the way he moved. He was stealth itself. When you stalk your prey, Jalal whispered, you become your prey. You must make it part of yourself. Breathe like it breathes. Think like it thinks. When you and the prey are one, then you will know its every movement, and then you will move first. This is the secret of the third skill, and why it is best done alone. Try it. The crickets chirped on behind the reeds, and Varjak and Jalal crept up towards them. Varjak selected his target carefully. He stood still, waiting, watching, letting all his awareness flow out into the cricket. Every time it shifted, his senses shifted with it, tracking its speed, trajectory, vectors. He took it all in, as if there was nothing else in the world, as if he didn't exist anymore. The cricket stirred. They sensed they were being watched. They were about to move. Varjak knew it with absolute certainty. His legs tensed like steel springs, tight, 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 just until the right moment. He uncoiled into the air, claws out smoothly, pinning the prey, forcing it down to the ground. He opened his jaws and prepared to sink in his teeth. "Enough! Enough!" Jalal was shouting. He was asking Varjak to release the cricket. What had he done wrong? Jalal took a deep breath. "It was a splendid attack. You have the third skill. But this is only a practice. You are going to kill it." "It's just a cricket." "And we are just cats. Remember, you may cause harm only when there is no alternative, only when your life is at stake. You take enough and no more. That is the way the world is made." I'm sorry, Jalal," said Varjak, tail between his legs. I didn't know." "And why did you settle for just one cricket? It wouldn't feed a mouse."
"Well, no one could catch more than one at a time."
"Oh no?"
grinned Jalal. Varjak looked down at his ancestor's paws. The other 3 crickets were right there, wriggling on the ground.
"Now, pay attention," said Jalal. "This is how it is done.